Hello and welcome back. Today's recipe is a festive one. I know festival season is around the corner, so I thought I'll make an effort and show you something that would be great as a snack, not just for Diwali or Thanksgiving, but coming Christmas. This is something I'll be making for the family because it's a great snack to have around the house. It lasts for a good few weeks in the cupboard, so you can make it in advance. You don't have to prepare it then. So I'm making Nimki. Nimki are these gorgeous little crispy snack, and it's from my book Chetna's Indian Feasts. It is straightforward, super simple, I promise you. Let's get cooking. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button. I will leave all the details about the book in the description so you can check it out for yourself. Right, let's get the flour and get the dough ready. Start with 250 grams of plain flour, all purpose. Now go in the spices. So I've got half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of chili powder, I've got half a teaspoon of cumin seeds and half a teaspoon of nigella or onion seeds, and just give it a little mix. Next, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of ghee or oil. So today I'm using oil because I've run out of ghee at home, which reminds me to make fresh ghee. You can check out the recipe how to make fresh ghee at home on the channel, and then just rub it in so it kind of resembles like breadcrumb texture before we add the water. And next I've got here 100 ml of water, but like always just add little at a time. You want to make a nice soft kind of dough and we don't have to knead it. If you need an extra tablespoon or teaspoon, it's absolutely fine. Like I need like a... That looks pretty good. So all I have to do is kind of bring it together, and the key is to let it rest. So I'm just going to cover it with a plate and let it rest for half an hour. And actually the resting time is really important because you want the dough to kind of relax, and then it's easier to roll with what we need to do. And actually for the paste, we need a really nice paste for the next step. And as I said earlier, I have run out of ghee, just realized. So I've added oil in the dough, but for the paste I really need ghee. So I've got a block of butter. So you need like a unsalted butter for this, and it literally takes 5 minutes to make ghee. So all I'm going to do is, because the dough has to rest for 30 minutes, it gives me time to make fresh ghee. And all I'm going to do is cut it into cubes and melt it and then cook it until you get the kind of solids resting at the bottom, and then you cook it a bit step further to let the solids get brown, and that's when you get the ghee on top. I know you can buy ghee, but in India the flavor of ghee is very different, whereas here the shop bought ghee has this really strange taste to it, which I just can't get used to, and I don't want to get used to because it's not very nice. So if I can, I only kind of try and use homemade ghee. Though actually I was sent some ghee by some company months ago, which I've used up, and that was really nice. I should look up on the brand and tell you guys in case you want to try that. Anyways, in these festive recipes that I'm going to be sharing, I'm going to share some of my memories through the video. Just things growing up that we used to do during Diwali, which we don't get to do here in the UK, and things with the family and friends and cousins that we used to do. So hope you will find that interesting. Just a little bit of Diwali memories, really. Right, I might as well show you how I'm making the quick ghee. So all I do is I've got 1 block of butter, which is 250 grams. It doesn't matter how much you take, and then you just cook this until this is all melted, which takes a minute or 2. So that has all melted and it started to bubble up and start to separate, and you have to continue cooking this. At this stage, this is just melted butter. So another minute or so, it started to settle down now, which is lovely, going in the right direction. And this is what happens when you take your eyes off the pan. Oh my god, oh dear lord. So don't leave the side of this because I've just spilled. There goes my ghee making lesson. Was going so well. Right, my cooking is not done, so I just need to kind of calm this beast down a little bit. At this stage, it's now brown butter, but we're not looking for brown butter. We're looking for ghee. So we need to get those solids kind of nicely roasted as well. So I'll give it another minute, and I'm not going to leave the side of this now. You can see it's really gone brown, light brown. That means the solids have cooked really nicely. So just turn the heat off now and let it settle down so you'll get to see a bit more. And while that is settling down and I can show you what's happening underneath, I need to give it a clean. Oh yeah! Oh look! Oh, it's perfect. Let me show you. Okay, so you can see, there it is. Beautiful, lovely mixture. I'm gonna sieve this out in another bowl. And this is like the ghee dabbi we have at home. Most Indian kitchens have that. And I've got some ghee from last week that I made. And I've used it up already. You go through a lot of ghee over the festive season. So that's my ghee ready for the next step of the Nimki. It's piping hot. Anyways, I'm going to go clean the hob. Moving on to the next step, I'm going to make the paste. The dough has been resting for half an hour. So I've got 3 tablespoons of plain flour, the same flour we used for our dough. Oh, and we have this lovely fresh ghee. So I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of ghee. Look at that golden color. Oh, homemade ghee is the best. Right, and I'm just going to stir this through and make a paste. Now this paste is what is going to make our pastry flaky and crispy and lovely. Oh, it smells so good. Right, this moves aside. Dough comes in. So what we do is gonna divide this dough into 2 portions. Look how smooth it is. That's why it really must to give it some resting time. Look how smooth it is. Beautiful, beautiful, soft, smooth dough. Just gonna roughly divide it into 2 portions. I'm gonna take 1 portion and roll this out into a big circle. So you can use a bit of flour. Right, make sure you don't add like tons of flour right now because it's not a sticky dough, so it shouldn't stick to your surface. Just that initial thing should work. Just keep rolling till we get to like a 14-inch circle. Look at those beautiful seeds in there. So we have a nice around 14-inch circle, and I'm just going to brush some of it on top. The light is so lovely today. You don't need to brush half of it, so if it's extra, just take it out because you don't need to overdo it. Just a thin layer is plenty. That's it. And then we roll it as tightly as possible. And now we cut it into 10 pieces as equal as possible. Now comes the fun part. Well, it was fun even till now. Anyway, so this is the piece. Press it down a little and then we roll it into a square about 4 to 5 inches. Doesn't have to be exact. I say square, but however you can roll it as a rectangle, as close to a rectangle as possible. And once you get there, just use a little paste so that you can seal the sides. Then a little bit more paste, then you seal this side. And then we pierce it whole thing. So what it does is it makes sure that this doesn't puff up when we're frying it. Now I repeat the same with all these 10 and I'll make another 10 of the second half of the dough. So usually for Diwali, obviously you buy ready-made stuff, but growing up and still my mom makes all her snacks herself. So you make a lot of snacks. I guess like Christmas, you kind of stock up and buy so many snacks. For Diwali, you do the same. You buy lots of sweets, you buy lots of savory, and this is one of the savory dishes we make. There are lots of variations of this. You can find all over India. People have different variations of the same namkeen, like a savory is called namkeen. Growing up, when my mom would be making this, we'll all help in. So because it's a lot of rolling, it's a lot of time, and it just is so much fun when everyone's around the kitchen. And it used to not be open plan. It's still not open plan in Indian kitchens, a lot of them. So you are stuck in the kitchen on your own. So if you were living in joint family, you would have more family members chipping in, helping out. One of them would be rolling, one of them would be frying. It's just such a lovely, happy, busy kitchen. And this is something you start making a few days in advance. So you start with things that would last for longer first. So something like this, once it's ready, let it cool down, put it in an airtight box, and then you keep it in the cupboard. It lasts good 3 to 4 weeks. Obviously, that is if it's left. Yeah, and it's just really nice. And these snacks would be served to people who are visiting you, who are coming to your house to wish you Diwali, whether it's neighbors, family, friends. And every household has their own favorite things they make for Diwali. So you won't find exact same things in every kitchen. Every kitchen will have something slightly different to offer, which is so exciting because over the years, which auntie will be serving which dish, and you get excited going to their house. So I have rolled out one half of the dough. So I've rolled out 10 of them. I've got some sunflower oil in a kadhai heating up. I'm going to get it nice and hot. Now this doesn't high enough like we do it in pakoras or puris. This is going to be around 150 C. We don't want it too hot. The reason being, if you add it very hot oil, the outside will go crisp and the inside will be soggy and raw, which is what you don't want. So if you cook it at 150 slowly, let it color up, cook from within, you'll get perfect crispy nimki. So that's the one set done, and I've just started to roll the second set. The temperature of the oil is correct. I am gonna keep it on really low heat and start frying. So try and keep the temperature to kind of low the whole time. And this does take around at least 2 to 3 minutes each side. So it takes a good 5-6 minutes to cook the whole thing. It'll be worth all the time. Just make sure that you keep turning them. I have just increased the heat a little bit after 3 minutes, just to now cook them from the outside as well. Just beginning to get some color now. You don't want it pale color looking. You want a really nice golden color on this. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, look at that. Oh my god, that's beautiful. So get them out on some kitchen roll, and then I can cook the second part of it, second lot. Oh, I love these. So make sure to reduce the heat. Don't forget to reduce the heat, otherwise it will be too hot. That's my second round done. All the nimki that comes out of this recipe. And here is your nimki. Look at that. It's crispy. Can you hear it? Ooh, it's piping hot. Yep, that's crispy. Oh, that's delicious. Wow. That is absolutely delicious. The key to frying, remember to don't cook it on really high heat because you want all the layers inside to be crispy as well, because the outside will be crispy. You bite in and it's all soggy. You don't want that. Written recipe can be found in my book, Chetna's Indian Feasts. Links in the description. Don't forget to subscribe. Hope you will try this festive season. This is also great, not just like I said earlier for Diwali, but over Christmas you can break it up, serve it with cheese and chutney. Oh, so good. Well, however you serve it, hope you will enjoy it, and I'll see you back here very soon with another new recipe. Because of all the layering, the flakiness is beautiful.